There's something so unsettling about playing Minecraft single player, whether it's the eerie loneliness or fear of being watched. But what if every single move you make is under the gaze of an unseen observer? On the 25th of May 2022, a seemingly normal Minecraft YouTube channel emerged. This channel claimed to re-upload old Minecraft videos they found on their computer, but these 13 seemingly normal videos house one of the most unsettling mysteries I've ever seen on the internet. To start it all, we must begin by watching video 1, so sit back, grab a drink and enjoy. The video starts off with our protagonist in a house. He goes outside and sees a sign that doesn't really make sense. After looking closely and decoding it, it says, "We are demanding for help," which is quite odd considering the video just started. As the video progresses, our protagonist buries the sign and proceeds to mine a lot of coal. Nothing out of the ordinary, but as he was making his way back to the house, he saw a cross made of cobblestone. Certainly a little confused, he mined out the cross and the video ends with the game glitching. But there is something that I noticed about this clip. If you look closely, you can see a line of text that can be decrypted into, "We are demanding help." But who is demanding help? The description states that this video was recorded on the 16th of September 2010 and a line of text that decodes into first experience player. Our protagonist is left baffled by these strange occurrences, and let's not forget the title of the video decodes into something in the void. But what significance does this hold? Well, to find out, we must watch the second video titled My House Review and a New Cave. The video starts with our protagonist outside the house until he walks up to a sign saying stop 4 times. Clearly, the dude does not care because he just breaks it and throws it away before going back into his house. Around 10 seconds later, he goes outside again and pauses his game for around 20 seconds, but there is something extremely odd here. If you zoom in, you can clearly make out a Minecraft character's silhouette in the background. Our protagonist unpauses his game and makes his way to yet another sign which says stop 4 times. He breaks the sign and walks towards a cave before placing a torch and quitting the game due to cave sound. But this video holds some more mysteries than you expect. Looking at the start of the video, you can clearly see some crosses dug onto the sand, which is odd because they weren't there in the first video. That's not all. Near the crosses you can see some cacti which don't spawn unless it's a desert biome. Pretty weird to say the least. The description states that this video was recorded only 3 days after the first one, and our protagonist also says this: "In this video, I, of course, show you my house that I built, and also a new cave. By that time I got a better PC, so I have much more FPS and better sound quality." The third video on the channel, titled Minecraft 0.30 Survival Fun, is a pretty normal video. It's just our player running around this version and placing TNT everywhere. The video eventually ends with a skeleton killing him, and the description says, "Footage of me playing Minecraft in-depth 0.30 survival test. As far as I remember, I was at my grandma's place and I was bored, so I downloaded this version since it came out 3 days before I recorded this." This video doesn't really make sense, but moving on to the fourth video, it starts off with our player in the same version. It's quite like a continuation of the last video, just a little bit more sinister. Let's get to the point. Our protagonist starts off by walking into a lake. As he struggles to place blocks and get up onto the land, the video glitches out and it cuts into another clip of our player building a house. This could be the main point of the video as the title states, but it's not the most interesting. As he progresses with his build and adds the finishing touches, the video glitches out again, and then we see this. Surrounded by brick crosses, our player walks around for a bit until the video ends. Looking at the description, it has a bunch of numbers that look like gibberish, but after decoding it into letters, it reveals the words unknown entity. So who made these crosses? Is it what the description states? The fifth video, titled New Cool Minecraft Version, starts off with our protagonist in the earliest Minecraft InfDev version. He crafts some tools and continues to explore until he sees something unusual in the sky. He kept exploring for a little while until the video ended, but there is something abnormal in this video. It just doesn't feel right. The description of the video says, "I think that this was the first InfDev version, where of course infinite terrain was introduced introduced. Also, I found the skybox edge in this version. As far as I know, this is a pretty rare Minecraft version by now. But things get pretty twisted from here. The 6th video starts with our player in possibly the same world as the first and the second video. But as he closes the door, someone named 000.jar joins the game. Our protagonist cautiously scans the area for a few seconds but doesn't catch sight of anyone. He returns back into his house and for a second before glitching out, 000.jar sends the message,
"I knew I could find you."
The screen glitches violently and 000.jar's messages become increasingly threatening, spamming the chat with the repeated warning,
"You are not alone."
And then the video ends. The weird part about this new character is its name. JAR is the short form for Java Archive, which is a file format as far as I know. But what does the 000.jar dude want? Well, the video starts off with our player in the same world. He wanders around for a few seconds before 000.jar joins the game again. But this time he was standing right by the entrance of the house. Our protagonist goes up to him out of curiosity, but 000.jar just stood there until he sent the horrifying messages,
"You thought you could escape. Now it's time for you to hide. Or else."
And then he starts counting down. Our protagonist immediately runs into what seems to be the basement of the house and goes inside a small room with a door. After counting to 10, JAR comes down the stairs and says, "Here I come." 000.jar stops right in front of the door, but apparently he doesn't see our player because he proceeds to go and check upstairs. Intrigued by this, our protagonist slowly follows after him, but then we get this. The video ends very disturbingly with the message, "You can't hide," but why is 000.jar going after our player here? What did he do? The description of this video says it's useless to hide now, I'm always following you. And this leaves us with more questions than answers. Moving on to the next video titled My House Review 2, our protagonist starts off by showing the progress he has made with this house. He shows off the 3 stories of the structure and it's safe to say he has made a lot of progress since the first review. He goes on to show the basement, but as he drops down into the second basement, we catch a glimpse of what seems to be a Steve's skin until the god glitches happen again. Our player runs back to the top floor and yet again we see a Steve's skin before the video glitches out and ends. Pretty weird, but the next video is even weirder. In this 20-second video, our player just seems to be organizing his chests until he goes downstairs and sees 000.jar invading his house by breaking the glass. Our player freaks out and then runs into the room inside the basement. Then the video ends with it glitching again. So why is all this happening? Let's get back into that later in the video, because in the 10th video the protagonist seems to be playing a brand new world. Honestly, there's nothing unusual in this video, it's just the dude making a small cave house and it's pretty peaceful to be honest. And make sure to subscribe, this video took me countless hours to make and I would appreciate it a lot. But the next 3 videos on this channel are probably some of the most intriguing mysteries you have ever seen. Video 11, titled Reactor Intensity, begins with our player going upstairs until he places a block of glowstone on what seems to be a reactor like the title says. Upon doing so, he looks backwards and then we see this. The video ends with 000.jar saying "fool," so what does this reactor do? To find out, we must watch video 12, Failure. The video starts with blinking frames of our player facing 000.jar next to a cross and we get these messages.
"You fool. The reactor didn't stop me. You thought you could escape? I already told you that you can't. You are now my possessed slave. Come to my world, my child."
The video ends with our protagonist agreeing by shaking his head and we get some valuable information. The reactor was an effort by the player to get rid of 000.jar from stalking him, but it never actually worked and now he's possessed. The description also confirms this as it says,
"Now there are no other ways to run from me. I got you under my control now. You must follow my rules. Follow me."
The final video on the channel is one of the more interesting ones. Our player loads into a world before he sees someone named MC Pickaxe 15. And for the first time, we actually see our protagonist type a message. It seems like MC Pickaxe 15 is our player, I Hate Mob's friend. He goes on to talk and says,
I have a bit of a problem here.
To which MC Pickaxe replies with,
What problem?
I Hate Mobs explains that,
Well, there is someone stalking me, even in single player. He always pursues me and he won't leave me alone.
and this has to be a reference to 000.jar, right? The conversation continues as MC Pickaxe refuses to believe him and asks whether he has reinstalled the game. I Hate Mobs replies saying that he has done it, but it hasn't helped at all. MC Pickaxe says that it's impossible, but our player says that they are not joking. Eventually, MC Pickaxe says,
Okay, I believe you, let's just play.
I Hate Mobs replies with,
Sure.
and the video ends. The description of the last video says that this conversation is about problems he talked about with his friend. And we are left with many questions. Although I found something rather odd in the descriptions of most of the videos, and this is something that we ignored a lot. The dates. If you look at the first house review, it states that it was recorded on the 19th of September 2010, but the second house review was recorded months before on the 17th of February. So could this be a mistake, or is our protagonist progressing while going back in time? All we can do is hope that the I Hate Mobs Minecraft Reuploads channel can release a few more videos to help us understand. Who was 000.jar? Why was he after our protagonist, and why are we going back in time? We will probably never know. Thanks for watching, make sure to subscribe and have a great day.